Today we will discuss the bill providing the first amendment to the Indian Constitution was introduced by former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru on 10 May 1951 and enacted by the Indian Parliament on 18 June 1951. The Constitution, First Amendment, Act, 1951 makes several changes to the fundamental rights provisions provided by the Indian Constitution. It provides the means to restrict the freedom of speech and expression, validates the prohibition of the zamindari system, and clarifies that the right to equality does not prevent the government from providing special consideration for weaker sections of society. Article 19, 1a, in Part 3 of the Indian Constitution provides the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. Clause 2 of the article lists exemptions to this right, putting place reasonable restrictions on the right. The First Amendment makes two important changes in this clause. Introduction of the qualification, reasonable, to the restrictions Article 19(2) imposes. The term reasonable allows the judiciary to examine the legitimacy of the restrictions imposed by the Indian Parliament. Introduction of specific terms like public order and incitement to an offence. These narrower terms were necessitated by the Supreme Court rulings in 1950, which went against the state's power to curb free speech. The two Supreme Court cases, the Romesh Thappar case and the Brij Bhushan case, prompted the First Amendment. Romesh Thappar case challenged the then Madras government's ban on the left-leaning magazine Crossroads after it criticized the government's foreign policy. The majority opinion in the case disagreed with the government's view that undermining the security of the state in Article 19(2) could be equated with public safety and maintenance of public order. On the other hand, Justice Fazal Ali dissented from the majority view and held that disruption of public order means undermining the state's security. In the Brij Bhushan case, the Supreme Court struck down Section 7(1)(c) of the East Punjab Public Safety Act that allowed the government to conduct pre-publication scrutiny of material that is prejudicial to public safety or the maintenance of public order. Thank you for listening to the Verdict India podcast.